the only local newscast at 5:30.
Just hours after Oakland's mayor warned of impending ICE raids in the Bay Area, we're now learning at least 3 people were detained by the federal agency here in Sacramento County. The Sacramento Immigration Coalition hotline received 3 reports of ICE agents detaining undocumented immigrants in Sacramento County.
Fox 40's Doug Johnson joining us now live in our newsroom with what we know so far about them. Doug.
Well, Ty and Nikki, where these people were detained is a detail neither ICE nor hotline tipsters are revealing, but so far it appears 3 undocumented immigrants were detained and more arrests could be coming.
While I am very committed to being a law-abiding citizen, I feel confident that my sharing this information, because I did not receive it through official channels, is legal, and frankly, it's my ethical obligation.
Just a few hours after Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf released an official statement warning undocumented immigrants of upcoming immigration customs enforcement, or ICE, activity, and at least 3 people in Sacramento County were detained. According to Sacramento Area Congregations Together, or ACT, their Migra Watch tip line had 3 reports of ICE arrests between 8 a.m. and noon on Sunday. But the exact locations were not given by those who called in. ICE also not releasing that information to us.
1 foot in jail, you will be picked up by ICE.
Elias Mendoza is a Sacramento-based immigration attorney. He says the legal battle for undocumented immigrants to stay in the country is getting harder and harder every day.
And it's been literally since 2017, January 1 until now, a constant change of almost every 2 months of some internal policy changing procedure that literally affects how I operate as an attorney with the cases and the families that I represent.
And further complicating things is he says many clients come in too late for legal help.
This last week I've had to turn down at least 6 or 7 different bond cases that I have no time to handle, and it breaks my heart. It does. I don't have time to go help them.
But Mendoza says it's better to act now rather than to wait.
They should seek out what benefits they can, because it's more than likely there's something they can do or there's nothing they can't do. And it's better to know instead of living in fear and pretending that you think everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, and immigration advocacy groups tell us that ICE appears to be focusing more on individual targeting rather than large raids that we've seen in years past. In our newsroom tonight, Doug Johnson, Fox 40 News.
Doug, thanks so much. Also new at 5:30, family members of a man detained by ICE agents in Napa are now speaking out. Armando Ponce was detained yesterday morning while doing yard work. And according to the Immigrant Rights and Education Network, this was one of several raids across the East Bay, and many of those detained had deportation orders. Ponce's wife says agents didn't say much to her husband before handcuffing him and putting him in the back of a car.
I talked to him and I'm like, well, what did they ask you? He's like, well, they just asked if I was Armando, and the only thing I said to them was what? And then they just handcuffed me and put me in the car, and they checked his wallet. Obviously he had his ID, and then they arrested him.
Ponce's wife says he was brought to the country from Mexico when he was just 4 years old. She does admit he has a criminal past, but says he isn't a threat to the community and instead is a hardworking family man. And here's what ICE is saying about these arrests. ICE focuses its enforcement resources on individuals who pose a threat to national security, public safety, and border security. ICE does not conduct sweeps or raids that target aliens indiscriminately. Also, all of those in violation of the immigration laws may be subject to immigration arrest, detention, and the statement went on to say sanctuary cities and states are not immune from federal law.
CHP officer